In this weekend for Kira Powell. Many people are finding ways to deal with the struggling economy, but one high-profile resident in Midland says he's confident the economy is back on the upswing. CBS 7's Brianna Gallegos visited the Mulberry Cafe in Midland today and talked to its owner, Mayor Jerry Morales. Brianna?
Christopher, Mayor Morales was born and raised in Midland, and he says he is familiar with the ups and the downs of the economy, so the downturn we are in right now isn't much of a concern for him. In fact, it's quite the opposite. He just recently opened his third restaurant to serve Midland.
Well, we're excited about this new opportunity, this new venture that we got into.
Mayor Morales has faith in Midland's economy and the people. That's why he opened up another restaurant that's on Wadley and Garfield. Just a few years ago, oil was over $100 a barrel. Friday, it closed at $35, but the mayor is confident the good times will return to Midland.
This is my hometown, so we're very used to the ups and downs of our oil and gas economy.
Mulberry Cafe opened 5 weeks ago and switched up traditional cafe style to a more modern and cozy feel with a not-so-ordinary menu. Morales says opening Mulberry Cafe is a way he can engage with the community and his family.
Always something different every day working with him. I love it. Been working in restaurants since I was 10 years old.
Since Mayor Morales was a child, he has been in the restaurant industry, and it doesn't look like he's going to give up anytime soon, good economy or bad.
It's really truly a family venture. We're excited that they're all taking part in it.
Mayor Morales says business has been great and him and his staff are ready for the grand opening at the end of the month. Live in the newsroom, Brianna Gallegos, CBS 7 News.
Well, West Texas saw some unseasonably warm temperatures today, but according to the Weather Authority, Tom Tieferteller, they aren't sticking around. He joins us now in the Pinpoint Weather Center to explain. Tom, what's going on?
And we're seeing those winds calm down overnight tonight. Looks like a little bit will be back for parts of West Texas coming up tomorrow, but overall some great spring weather out there. As I take a look at our current temperatures, seeing a nice evening across the area with temperatures into the mid-60s for most of the Permian Basin. A little cooler down on the Marfa Plateau there. Looking at the Marfa Lights tonight, have a jacket ready. 49 there right now with lighter winds out of the west and southwest. And that'll be the trend overnight tonight. Clear skies, cool conditions with lighter winds in the forecast all the way through your early morning hours as temperatures will settle into the mid to upper 40s overnight tonight. The sunrise coming up at 7:59. It looks like a warm day on the way with a little bit in the way of a west to southwest breeze in our forecast for tomorrow. Talk a little more about that and show you some changes later on the week here in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you so much for that. We have an update for you about a crash involving an SUV and an 18-wheeler in Fort Stockton this afternoon. According to Police Chief Fuentes, the driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There were 2 dogs in the car with him as well. One of those dogs was killed in the crash. The other was taken to the vet. The big rig driver was issued a citation for failure to yield. Viewers sent in this picture and these videos of the wreck. The 18-wheeler and the SUV took up the intersection at the city limits near I-10. Animal Control, Fort Stockton Police, Border Patrol, DPS, and Fort Stockton's Fire Department all responded to the scene. And now for some updates on some of our top stories we've been following for you all weekend. We started off this week's details on last night's fatal crash in West Odessa. DPS released the name of the man arrested following last night's collision at the intersection of Highways 302 and FM Road 866. Joseph Dredlow, one of Athens, Texas, was arrested for intoxication manslaughter, intoxication assault, and illegally carrying a weapon. The names of the victims in the other car have not been released, but authorities say the man who died was a 56-year-old who was wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash. The other man has not been identified either, but they described him as a 21-year-old man. He's currently in critical condition, according to DPS. The accident is under investigation. A body was found in Monahans yesterday. CBS 7 spoke to Mayor David Cutbirth of Monahans, who confirmed the body was found by officers. The body was found in the 1500 block of South Fay. We reached out to Monahans police again today, and no details are being released at this time. CBS 7 News spoke with the neighbors who say the house where the body was found has been empty for several months. They say that an odor coming from the home is what led them to call police to investigate. And the Andrews man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend will be extradited from Williamson County to Andrews County. This according to Williamson County authorities. Officers arrested 18-year-old Edwin Rascon yesterday just outside of Georgetown in Austin. Rascon fled Andrews after allegedly shooting and killing Carlos Martinez. Martinez was dating Rascon's ex-girlfriend After the shooting, DPS reports Rascon took his 1-year-old without permission, prompting an Amber Alert. Nearly 4 hours after the shooting, Texas Rangers say Rascon dropped the toddler off with an unknown person at an Odessa Stripes.
His girlfriend has an ex, and he came over here and argued with them and shot him 5 times.
Police are not releasing the details of the arrest just yet, but we'll keep you informed on our website, Facebook, and on our mobile app as information comes into the newsroom. Well, daylight savings time began yesterday, and if you're like me, you probably weren't too excited about an hour of sleep being taken from you. Well, State Representative for District 81, Brooks Landgraf, isn't too excited either. He went to Facebook to ask for input on a possible bill to end the twice-a-year time change.
But I even had one gentleman from here in Odessa who taped a letter about daylight saving time and wanting to get rid of it, taped out to our front door at our house. So I know people are taking it very seriously. It's something that people want addressed.
Well, Representative Landgraf says a bill comes to the House floor for a vote, he'd be in favor of ending the observance of daylight saving time. But you still have to let him know what you think. Former Howard County Sheriff Dale Walker is starting a support group for people living with post-traumatic stress disorder. Finding ways to cope with PTSD has been difficult for Sheriff Walker. It's been specifically hard for Walker because, unlike most common cases of PTSD, he isn't a veteran.
I suffer from it, and I suffer from it quite frequently, and I need the group help.
Sometimes the only thing you can do is pray. And that's the only thing sometimes. There's nothing else to do.
Walker is hosting a support group on Monday evening in Big Spring for anyone living with the disorder. We have more information on our Facebook page and our website. A Goldsmith resident wants to make a local park more appealing to children. Right now, Goldsmith Park has 2 slides, 4 swings, and a wooden merry-go-round, according to Crystal Carson, isn't up to code. The park also has an empty field and a drained pool. Carson has taken initiative into her own hands to raise money to buy new playground equipment for the children to enjoy.
My goal is to raise that $50,000 and give these kids a safe place to play and keep them off the street, involve them in positive outlook and positive activities.
Well, Carson is reaching out to the community to help raise her money for the park equipment. And the Howard County Commissioners will meet this coming Monday. There are several items on the agenda they will discuss. Among those items is a possible action on a $500,000 bond for CGG to do seismic work on roads in the area. Also, the commissioners will be presenting a pilot program that would change the hours field crews work. This program aims to make road and bridge crews more productive. That program won't modify office hours for employees who still will work a total hour of 40 hours a week. The Palmer Drug Abuse Program and the Midland Coalition are hosting a cyberbullying panel. Cyberbullying is an everyday occurrence and it can affect your teens. According to the Midland Coalition, only 15% of parents are aware of their kids' social media presence, and over 80% of kids use cell phones on a regular basis, making it the most common medium for cyberbullying. During the panel, parents will learn what cyberbullying is, how it works, and ways to prevent it. The event is scheduled for March the 24th at 1208 Wall Street in Midland. For more information, visit our website, cbs7.com. And do you have old furniture that you just have to get rid of or you don't have space for? Well, I got good news for you. Odessa's Bulky Item Recycling Day is this coming Saturday. In order to get rid of that old sofa or computer that freezes up all the time, you can take them to the Odessa Recycling Center on West 42nd Street. If you have other plans this weekend, though, you'll have to wait until April 2nd. That's the next bulky item drop-off event. And coming up after the break, Weather Director Tom Tieferteller will give us a look at what you can expect for your work week and 7-day forecast. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas.